Gotta be honest with you guys. I wish I had gotten into this movie with a lot more knowledge than I had. Because, believe it or not, the Jason Bourne series has always been a series that almost everyone who's read a book knows about. If you guys didn't know, the Jason Bourne series first started out as a novel series by author Robert Woonham. And it actually featured the title character Jason Bourne, and each novel was made into a movie. The first of which was directed by Doug Liman, who, if you don't know his name, that's alright. And the first one, The Bourne Identity, that was directed by Doug Liman. The second two were directed by Paul Greengrass, who really recruit Matt Damon for this film. After the third film, however, which is widely cited as the best Bourne film in the series, as well as mostly the final one, as after that film, Paul Greengrass and Matt Damon both said they were done with the Bourne franchise. Honestly, who can blame them? After that series, they both left. They did do a Bourne spin-off film called The Bourne Legacy with Jeremy Renner. Unfortunately, that film didn't do as well as it would have liked. Mostly because Matt Damon didn't appear in there and Paul Greengrass didn't direct it, so it's kind of understandable. However, many talks about the new Bourne film were in the works around like 2014, 2013. And it's finally confirmed in late 2015, early 2015, that both Matt Damon would come back as Bourne, and that Paul Greengrass, who before that film would direct the highly successful biopic Captain Phillips with Tom Hanks. He would later come back to direct that film, and a lot of people were actually really excited for that. Not only because Matt Damon pretty much embodied everything that made Jason Bourne great, but Paul Greengrass directed The Bourne Ultimatum, which was the best film in the series, and he's a wonderful director of action, especially when it comes to using handheld cam, or is actually one of the few directors who can successfully use shaky cam and pull it off well, along with the editing. So people were waiting for this film with bated breath, and it came out just last weekend, and I got a chance to see it. Does Bourne deliver again? Well, guys, it's not going to be an easy way for me to say this. Mostly because, as for what it is, Jason Bourne, it's definitely a good film, definitely. It's not a bad film by any means, but given that I have seen the parts of the Bourne Ultimatum, but never Bourne Identity or Bourne Supremacy, it would be kind of hard to judge this film in context of the previous films. I can definitely say this film is definitely a step down from the Bourne Ultimatum because despite Paul Greengrass directing, he doesn't bring a lot of the visceral intensity that characterized the previous film, and much of the nuance and integral appeal of the previous two films is missing as well. As it is, the film is definitely okay, and I'll look into what I liked and didn't like. I do have to say that Paul Greengrass is not a lot better, and Matt Damon, while he does still deliver in this film, it's not his best performance to date. I can say that. So let's get into the first part about this film, the Bourne franchise leading up to this. Now, what I've already covered about this film is that it's a sequel to the original Bourne trilogy, and that the Bourne Legacy with Jeremy Renner was just a spin-off film. And basically, what the first three films were mainly about was about Jason Bourne, who basically remembers something of his past life and is trained by CIA to be a highly skilled killer for them. However, as he goes along, he basically discovers clues as to who he might be, and basically, throughout most of Bourne Ultimatum, he tries to discover parts of who he is, even though he fails most times. In this new film, he basically continues on his way to figure out who he is, while also trying to expose operations he was part of that caused many deaths. And that takes us right into the cast, because we have Matt Damon returning as Jason Bourne. We also have Julia Stiles, who returns in this film as well, as his hacker friend and partner, Nikki Parsons. And the new characters in this film include an assassin, I forget who he plays, and also the most notable name is Tommy Lee Jones, who plays CIA Director Robert Dewey. And also, one of the new characters we get is CIA analyst Heather Lee, played by Alicia Vikander, who basically you might know from films like The Man from U.N.C.L.E. and especially Deus Machina. And what this film tries to cover is basically that, Jason Bourne going out and finding answers. In terms of how that film is executed, however, Let's get into the first process about the filmmaking, and that's first the direction. Paul Greengrass is definitely a great director, especially if you're watching his previous films, such as films like The Bourne Ultimatum, and especially The Bourne Supremacy, those two films which he directed. I remember him most from making Captain Phillips, because not only did he bring a ton of visceral intensity to that film, but he also could command shaky cam when it is needed, especially handheld cam when it was needed. However, for this film, he definitely brings that skill and talent we definitely see on Bourne Ultimatum, but the action isn't as visceral, and there's just a lot of it as I would like to see. As far as the other parts of the film go, he definitely can direct action well, and he definitely gets some great cinematography. However, and Matt Damon definitely delivers a great performance, but in terms of the overall story, that's what kind of loses me, because not only is the story not as compelling, but it also has this awkward subplot about this thing that this platform is supposed to go online that can expose people while still protecting their right. That's basically about exposing anything they can, and basically Tommy Lee Jones' character is out to stop it. And however, whenever the subplot comes up, it just completely destroys the movie, because the original Bourne film, the original plot is actually really good. It's actually a great, compelling revenge film, because he wants revenge against the CIA. So basically, just have it be that. Just have him focus on taking down the CIA, have it be a revenge filler, and people will have been fine with it. But whenever the subplot thing kicks in, it just all the tension and basically the momentum the movie has just fizzles out. I mean, it's not like it adds much to the film. Yeah, sure, it might seem that way towards the final part of the film, but you get what I mean. And as far as the writing goes, well, the writing's good, I guess, but as I said, just like the story, the writing doesn't feel as compelling as the previous films were. Now, granted, Paul Greengrass co-wrote the screenplay for this film, and I never come to much of a decision in terms of his writing. But I will say he's much better at directing than he is at writing. I think someone else with a better handle on this should handle it. As for the cast, Matt Damon definitely delivers once again as Jason Bourne, and he definitely gets close to finding answers, which is amazing. Julia Stiles doesn't have much time in this film as Nikki Parsons, but she does do her role well. Tommy Lee Jones definitely is great in this film, though I never see much of him in the Man in Black films. He is really good, especially with that sad face that just completely contradicts whatever he says. Like, oh look, it's Bond. Take him out. But Alicia Vikander really held my attention on the screen. She kind of plays more the double agent type in this film, which I guess is okay. But overall, yeah, she was good. So overall, there's not much I can really say about this film. It is okay. In terms of the previous Bond film, it's not a bad Bourne film, I will say that. But in comparison to the high standards the previous three films set, especially with Doug Liman and Paul Greengrass directing those, this should have been so much better than it was. The subplot disappoints. It definitely kills the tension of the entire movie. Had I gone for the revenge aspect, it could have been a lot better. However, even still, it still pales in comparison. The direction is not as strong, but not as viscerally intense as the previous film was. And basically, if you like a good popcorn thriller and want to see Bourne back in action, this is for you. For me, however, I am going to give the film a 6 out of 10, but I will recommend you go see it. However, in terms of the Bourne films, this should have been so much better, guys. And no, I don't want this to become another Deadpool or Captain America Civil War, or even Mad Max Fury Road for that matter. But in terms of directing action, Paul Greengrass, you wowed me with Captain Phillips, and especially the Bourne Ultimatum. But this, you can do better, man. Really. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Please comment, like, and subscribe down below. I got my just so you know, guys, I am setting up a thing on YouTube which will allow you to donate to my channel, because I do want to keep doing this. However, if you guys can donate money to my channel and help keep my videos going, I can only deliver more of these reviews fast enough, but I can also work on new content, which I would love to share with you guys. So please So please consider that. And thanks a lot for watching. I am Ross Butler. You're watching M&M Weekly. I'll see you next time.